Welcome. Okay, hold on. Okay. Welcome to the Fantasy Nook podcast.
Wah, 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 wah.
I am Ari,
And I'm Chelsea.
and today, what are we diving into today?
Today we're gonna talk about Powerless because we have two different views on it.
Oh, yeah, we do. Okay, so first of all, Powerless by Lauren Roberts.
She's so
Um,
nice, by the way.
she
She's
is
the
so
sweetest
sweet.
human.
And I didn't realize this was her first book
Yeah,
she's ever written. And
yeah.
I thought that, oh,
Her.
so sweet. We met her at the Y'all West. Was that
Yeah, we
it?
met her at Fierce Fridays for Y'all West.
That's it.
We didn't actually go to Y'all West.
We
I
did
mean,
not.
I did, but Ari didn't.
Chelsea went and then she immediately she
Yeah, I
got
left. I went and then I left. We could talk about Y'all West if you want. Let's do that. We'll talk about Y'all West and then we'll talk about Powerless.
okay, I like this. This is good.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Y'all West, right? In Santa Monica at Santa Monica High School,
That's cool.
it's a book
Mhm.
festival for YA books, specifically YA, right? There's only 6 or 7 authors that I had read books from. I
Mhm.
had forced her to read Once Upon a Broken Heart.
Which I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
And there were books that like we both hadn't read yet, but we wanted them signed. And
Mhm.
basically, so before the actual event was on like a Sunday, I think, in
Yeah,
Santa Monica.
like Saturday, Sunday. Hmm.
Yeah, in Santa Monica. And before was like a preview event called Fierce Friday. We both went to Fierce Friday. We got a ticket. We went in. I'm so glad we did
Me too.
because the next day was I'm getting ahead of myself.
I know.
The Fierce Friday was at the Santa Monica Library, right?
Hmm.
There was a line to get in the library, but it wasn't very long.
Right.
Once we got into the table, we didn't know what we were doing, so we were standing in the wrong line for a while.
Yeah. This was a line to like just buy books. There was not really like directions on, or like people weren't really saying what to
Yeah.
do. Yeah. It's a
So
little
basically,
unorganized, but
yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
we'll
Anyway,
get to
so
it.
basically, it's 2 hours, 1 hour for a certain round of authors, another hour for another round of authors. Just so happens that a lot of people's favorite authors were in the first hour, right?
Right.
So what we did was I was in the book line. She had to go to the bathroom. And then I was like, go discover what's over there because I understand what's happening. So I was in the book line and I call her. I'm like, hey, what's happening? She's like, okay, I went to straight to Stephanie Garber's line. I'm in the right spot. Come here. And I was like, cool. So I walk over with all of our books.
Chelsea was like,
Yeah, I know. I was like dragging them. Go to Stephanie Garber's line because Stephanie Garber is probably the most popular author there.
yeah,
And when I got there, the line wasn't that long, but you were like already towards the back of that wall that you were at, right?
right.
And basically, we went to that line and they give you a wristband. So you got an entry wristband and you got a line wristband, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So we had two other authors that we wanted to see.
Yeah.
Besides Stephanie Garber, we wanted to see Lauren Roberts,
Hmm.
Tracy Dion,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
So we we got a line for Stephanie Garber, and then I basically like maybe one of us should be in line for Tracy because we'll both go straight to Lauren right after because Lauren will probably be the second most popular line.
Right.
So Ari went over to Tracy Dion's line. Tell them what happened there.
I got there and the line was like not that long. Um, And then I saw also Lauren Roberts's line, her
Well, we
line.
got wristbands for them too, right?
Oh, yes. Okay. So here's the thing. I found out that we could get a wristband for Tracy Dion and for Lauren Roberts. Um, Later down the line, I don't think people were able to get multiple wristbands. So we got sneaky. We were allowed to get
Yeah.
both. So I was like, oh my gosh, Chelsea, um, we can actually, all right. I went back to you and I was like, oh my gosh, we can actually get a wristband for Lauren Roberts and Tracy Dion. Um,
Saved us in the end, but we'll get to
yeah.
it.
So then I held the spot in line, and then Chelsea went with another friend that we made that day. They both went to go
Get
get
the
it.
Lauren Roberts wristband and the Tracy Dion wristband. So
Hmm.
now we have four wristbands. We find out while we're in line that if we had bought books in the book line, we would have gotten a priority wristband.
Right.
And based on however many books we bought. So if we bought three books, we would have had three priority wristbands, which would have put us first for the authors, right? So we're like, oh, it's okay, because we had already brought books. We didn't bring every book, but
Right.
we brought a good chunk. I brought too many Stephanie Garber books, basically. So we wait for Stephanie Garber. She's in Tracy Deanna, and it's starting to move. And I'm like, I call her. And I'm like, hey, you need to get out of Tracy Dion.
Yeah.
We're almost here. I think it's gonna happen at exactly the same time because that's our luck.
Yeah.
And then you hand off our books.
Yeah. So I made a friend in the Tracy Dion's line. So sweet. She wanted to get her book signed, one of her Once Upon a Broken Heart series, like one of the books signed. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay, you know what? I'm gonna trade. I had Chelsea's Legendborn first and second book. And I was like, okay, what if I gave her just my first book and Chelsea's first book to get signed by Tracy Dion. And then I took her Once Upon a Broken Heart to get signed. So we did a little trade off, and then I ran to Chelsea, and like they were pretty darn close. I think I would have missed it
I think
uh,
you would.
if I stayed in line. So I made it just in time. They were moving up.
We got to talk to her for a little tiny bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was very nice. And then we booked it to Powerless.
Oh my gosh.
So we go to Powerless. So basically the Powerless line, it ended in like a corner, right?
Yeah. Like wrapped.
Like we get in the corner and then we're like, are we in the right line? And we go talk to one of the people and they're like, oh, you have this wristband? Follow me. And they make us cut everyone. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. Wait, okay.
I didn't know we were gonna do this.
Yeah.
Basically, and then we get up towards the front and we're like 10 people away. And
Right.
all these people behind us are like, hey, we've been waiting.
Right.
And then another employee comes over and he's like, wait, what's going on? You remember this, right?
Yes. It
He was
was
trying to figure it out, but they didn't really understand what's going on. They're like, we've been waiting here since forever. How did you guys get a wristband? And we didn't. And I was like, we booked it from our other line to get the wristband while we were waiting in that line so that we
right.
could just come right after. So it was a little unorganized.
It was a little bit. It was
Yeah,
sad
and there
'cause
wasn't even that many people to begin with,
they
so I don't understand how
weren't.
it like got a little out of hand. I
Yeah.
just think that they put too many popular authors in the first hour,
Hmm.
and I think they should have put like split them up a little bit.
I agree. I
And
think
like
so.
you have to like gauge the what's the word?
Yeah.
So I'm looking for
The
gauge
the
the
audience or like the
demand. There we go.
demand. The
There we go.
demand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we made it to Powerless Line. We met Lauren Roberts.
She was so sweet.
She was so nice. And I told her, like, I love the book and that I read, what's it called? The second one, Powerful.
Yeah.
And that one broke my heart. And she was like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, are you gonna do that? And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, but yeah, she was so fun.
So fun.
Anyways, talk about Powerless. Talk about why, for some reason, this one doesn't like Powerless.
Okay. I think I figured it out
Okay.
because here's the thing. I'm 26. It's a YA book. I think what it I know. I think if I were like we were talking in the oh, sorry, Kelly just
Got your cat?
that was Callie. She's
Oh.
sleeping. She did a little um I think we were just talking in our last episode about like what we read in high school, middle school. I think I would have really loved this book in high school or middle school. I think just because I don't know if the books that I read now, it just wasn't like fully giving it for me. Like I did love how they met and the way they met. Chelsea was like, "Did you get to the part where they meet yet?" And I was like, "Yeah." I thought that was great. I loved that. I love the fact that she instead of having like all these powers or whatever, it's like the opposite. I thought that was a cool little switch
Mhm.
because normally it's like she's got the powers and she's like you know, she's different. And she is different, just in the opposite way. So I
Mhm.
thought that was good. I think for me, it was almost like too much tension. Like Lauren did
Oh.
I it wasn't like see the thing is, for the second Once Upon a Broken Heart book, that tension I was good with. Just something about it wasn't like doing it for me. I
Mhm.
don't know what. I don't know. It just I wasn't like, ooh, you
Yeah.
know. I think also the thing was the when they're about to kiss, but then something interrupts and I'm like, I knew they were gonna do that. I knew she was gonna I knew it. Um, so like, was it a bad book? No. I think it's a good book if you're starting to read and like it's an easy read, it's fun,
Mhm.
and there is tension. I just
Yeah.
wanted maybe I'm just impatient.
Maybe this is what I said about slow burns being too slow.
Yeah.
But I also don't think I don't know.
Yeah, how did you feel? I want to hear your perspective.
Well, I don't know. What do I really like about this book?
Yeah.
So I like the same sort of the same things that you said. That the
Yeah.
girl doesn't have any powers, for one.
Yeah.
They're like nearly the same age for once.
This is such a good point too, that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I loved the banter. And
The-
also
Mhm.
I was listening to the audiobook while I was traveling. So I
Oh,
could have that could have been why I like it more because I wasn't 100% paying attention because I was literally I told you this. I was walking around Amsterdam
yeah.
into it. And
Yeah.
like I was like buying souvenirs, like listening to it, like trying to
That's
figure out
kind of
where I'm supposed to
magical.
go.
Hmm.
So it's like I don't know.
That's magical. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I loved the book. I
Hmm.
loved the banter. If I would have read it now after reading all the books I have read, I probably wouldn't have liked it. But that's just because it's YA. And
Right.
I've been reading a whole bunch of high fantasy, epic fantasy, sci-fi things that are
Right.
like a lot of words, basically.
Yeah.
Just
I think it's like,
overload on words, you know? So I feel
yeah.
like I think I was just in the right mindset because I was also distracted.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
that doesn't mean it's not good. It's still good.
No.
Like it was still fun. I had a fun time. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. And then she wrote that second one, and it broke my heart. And I was like, was this necessary to break my heart? Like,
Oh God. I've not
um,
read the second one, and this is the novella, right?
yeah, it's only like 5 hours long, so just speed it up.
I'll do it your style 3 times. Three
Yeah,
times
done
speed.
in an hour.
Okay, and that is from the perspective of her best friend.
Yes,
Okay.
the one that died.
Yeah.
Spoiler. I'll put a
We'll put it
spoiler
alone.
warning before I say that.
Okay.
But yeah, the one that died.
Yeah, okay.
But it introduces another character that
Mm,
just like, is he gonna be in the next book? Like, what's his purpose now, you
right.
know? So it's like
Right.
we're gonna find out. because the
Ooh,
book comes out so soon.
so
I
soon.
realized earlier today I didn't pre-order it. I need to pre-order it. I don't have the only book I have pre-ordered is Onyx Storm.
Okay, what's Onyx Storm? Is that
That's
a
the third Fourth Wing book.
Okay. Okay. I'm behind. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, maybe you should catch up.
I know. Yeah.
Anyways, we didn't finish our story about Y'all West. We only talked about the first day.
Okay. Oh God, that's right.
And
Okay.
you don't have anything to say about the second day, do
That's
you?
right. Not really. No, this is all you, girlfriend. This is
Second day happens. I get there, 7 a.m. Park. I find a gate. I go around the whole school, Santa Monica High School. I go around the whole school. I find out that there are different entrance gates. I find a gate that has way less people than all the others. So I'm like, I'm gonna park near this gate.
Mhm.
No parking near this gate. The parking structure is not close to this gate. So because of when I was driving around, I saw like big lines, right? And I was like, I am
Went to like
in
the
my
structures.
mind.
Okay.
I was like, so I'm not gonna get in time. And of course, there's a whole bunch of authors that people want in the first hour, right?
Right.
So I park relatively far. I do street parking, which is a 2 hour parking, so that means I have to go in and come back out. Ow, this is a long. I have
Okay.
to go in and I have to come back out and then go back in again, right? I only really want one author. There were two within the same hour, but I didn't know if I was going to get to them, so I only really wanted one. I wanted, I don't, if I'm pronouncing this wrong, I'm sorry. I wanted Turamafi because I loved the This Woven Kingdom series and I wanted those signed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, most popular author of the hour, right? So I park street parking. I walk 20 minutes, get in. I get in line for Turamafi. The line's long already. And I was like, hey, to the nearest worker, I was like, hey, am I gonna get this wristband? She's like, I don't think they're gonna get this far. And I'm like, okay, should I wait anyways? She's like, yeah, just in case. And I was like, okay, I'll
Okay.
wait just in case. 10 minutes later, the line starts moving. 20 people away from getting a wristband. We have no more wristbands. And I was like, okay, how do I get one? Do you have the same thing as yesterday where if you buy a book, you get a priority wristband? And nobody could answer me for a long time. I found out no, you can't. And I was like, is there any way? Because it's the only one that I like really want. And
Hmm.
they're like, no, you can't. So I didn't get to get Terry, but I got a wristband for Alex Astor, who wrote Lightlark and Nightbane. I
Okay.
somehow have Nightbane signed, but I wanted to go get my Lightlark signed, right? But she's also gonna be at Romanticon, so I'm just gonna get it done there. But
Yeah.
basically, by the time I get the Alex Astor wristband, it's time for me to go change my parking to make sure it's like I'm not getting a ticket. It's Santa Monica. I'm gonna get a ticket. So I'll walk my way. I have like 20 minutes to kill, right? Before I could have to start walking. I walk around trying to figure out where everything is. It is packed to the max. This high school, it's relatively big, but the aisles to like walk are not that big. They're big and they're wide for a school, but they're not that big in general. So I'm walking around trying to see if I can get anything for free. The lines for everything long. The lines for everything packed. I call Ari. I'm like, hey, it's like Disneyland here. Are you gonna come? She's like, maybe I shouldn't. I was like, yeah, I don't, maybe you shouldn't either, but let me see if I can find.
Oh, I do that?
Let me.
No.
No, I did it. Let me see if I can find parking because I'm gonna run out of time, and if I can't find parking, I'm not going back in.
Hmm.
I go around to the parking structure I'd seen prior, couldn't find parking. Went all the way to the top, had to do a U-turn to come back around. I call Ari. I'm like, I'm not. Don't even bother. Don't come. I'm leaving. Well, we leaving at lunch. But y'all West, you know, in summary, not very organized. Because when we were asking people questions on both days,
Yeah.
I couldn't get somebody to answer me straight. Like people had to go ask other people because they didn't know. And on top of that, it just felt like there could have been a better way to organize the wristbands. And you
Yeah,
could have done like a lottery system too online prior so that it wouldn't be so crowded.
right.
There's literally 100 things they could have done to make it better.
Yeah.
And there weren't that many adults there. So it was a lot of children at high
Really?
school. Yeah. There were
Wow.
some adults there. Like there were some people that I saw on Fierce Friday there that we both saw.
Yeah.
But I didn't see our friend that we made. There was
Oh,
people, so
no, I think it was so good that we went on Friday. I'm grateful that we got to get some authors and like really like high demand authors. I think Friday was great. There's no way the next day we were gonna be.
Saturday, I'm really glad I didn't need a whole bunch of authors because
Yeah.
I don't know what I would have done at that
Yeah.
point. Because I would have had to have, so the thing about Santa Monica High School is it's across that freeway. So you have
Yeah.
to cross, if you're gonna park on 3rd Street, you'd have to cross the bridge. So that's like
Oh,
30-minute walk to the high school.
that's right. It's in a
Private
weird,
entrance. So that's what I would have had to have done if I wanted other authors.
right.
So I just up and skipped my Alex Astor because she'll be at Romanticon. At least I think she will. I forget.
I think so.
Pretty sure her name was on there.
I think so. Would you do it again?
I would do Fierce Friday again
Yeah, not Saturday.
on
Driving to
Saturday.
Santa Monica?
Yeah.
No.
And mine is just it's so far for organization skills.
Yeah. I felt bad because there were volunteers and like they were just doing the best they could,
They're
but
doing the
nobody
best they
knew.
could, but you gotta organize before.
Yeah. So
And it's not like it was their first year doing it. They've done it for multiple years.
that's right. This wasn't the first year, which
Yeah.
surprised me. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But
Maybe you could talk about Legendborn because I haven't.
I haven't finished it. I started it and then the
How
thing got returned.
well.
It's because I wasn't paying too much attention when I was listening to it, and there was a lot of info in it, and so I need to restart that or like summary read, and then
Mhm.
oh,
So what are you currently reading right now?
Bride.
Bride. How
Mhm.
much more do you need? Are you doing the audiobook or the book?
Audiobook.
How much longer?
I am 38% way through.
Well, do you like it so far? I read Bride, so
I
I'm
do. Should we talk about it a little bit?
yeah,
Okay.
a few minutes.
Okay. Okay. Currently reading Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Chelsea has read it.
Have
I remember you said vibes,
Yeah, I said go into it just vibes.
just vibes.
I feel like it's the same with the way Powerless is for people, where it's
Mm,
like if you don't go into it with vibes, you're going into it expecting too much, and then you're not gonna end up like here.
that's so true. I think it's another just vibes book. I honestly think Ali Hazelwood, I feel like all of her books that I've read are vibes.
Hmm.
I love them.
Hmm.
I love the vibes. This one, I just told Chelsea I'm not even halfway through, but um it kind of fits the same formula that she has with her other books. Uh, and we talked about this in our other episode. I love when they are like secretly in love and obsessed with the female main character, but it comes across as like broody, like, but they're really like, so so far I love it. What did you think, Chelsea?
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
Not a literary masterpiece for sure,
Right.
but I enjoyed it. Would I read it again? No.
Mm. Okay.
Fun. I had a fun time.
Had a
It was
fun time.
cute. And vampires also. So,
Right. Not fans of vampires.
no.
But this I feel like is kind of different than the usual vampire book. How did you feel about
Yeah, because she
or
was trying to hide being a vampire, basically.
right?
What part are you at exactly? Here's the
Okay.
spoiler for
I
everyone.
know, spoilers. So I'm at the part where it's just like the first full moon and she's there and Lo just came home from wherever and was looking for Anna, is that her name? His sister,
Yeah.
little girl. And
Now you brought it up. Now that I remember their names, how do you feel about an FMC called Misery? I was like, what a name.
what a name. I at first I was like, misery? Okay. And then I was just like, all right, like I'm here for the ride. Let's go. Like I'm not, it's unique.
Mhm.
And what do you think? What did you think?
I just thought it was funny. Misery, Low, and then Anna. I'm like,
What are the, yeah, where
what are these names?
I have misery low. Anna's probably like the most normal.
Yeah.
I don't know. So far I like it. I do like her other books a lot. They're also vibes, but they're books I would reread.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I'm not
no.
going to read those.
Yeah, that's okay. They're
I'm not
contemporary.
a temporary romance person. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Chelsea's more fantasy
I'm
world, which is totally
very to see like high world building. Like it's so funny where we like diverged. It was like there's romantasy and then you went contemporary and I went like high fantasy like
fantasy.
every word is like Gilgamesh went to Gazundavun and he went to Andgasan because of Nizandizan, but that's what I'm reading.
That's the most accurate depiction.
I'm reading high fantasy.
Okay, but do these high fantasies, because most of the time they don't have romance, you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, so there's romance as a very small subplot.
But you, okay, but you also say it's like you don't even notice, or it's kind of like,
Yeah, because the story is so good.
okay. Mm, okay. Yeah, we did diverge. We met at Sarah J. Maas and then we went, yeah, which is honestly fun because then we get to talk about it's funny because there's like similar tropes, but with different, they're like completely different genres, I guess. Wait, okay, random question. What's space opera again? Because I was
Oh, a space opera is basically it's basically an epic fantasy set in space.
set in space, like flying in space or planet? Planet, spaceship space?
All of the above.
Oh, okay, okay. What are you currently reading?
I'm currently reading a book that got popular on TikTok called Artificial Wisdom.
Ooh,
It is a fantasy. I'm not 100% sure what it's like about. I'm
okay,
4 hours in, and right
okay.
now, basically journalism in the future
Ooh, okay.
where an AI is in the running to become president.
Whoa.
And the impact of environmental, like ignoring all climate change things
Mhm.
is like started killing people. And now they have the technology to manipulate the weather, but weather is still unpredictable. If you manipulate the weather, you have to put it somewhere else. So if
Right.
you do something too much in one place, you're going to end up killing people somewhere else. So it's basically journalism on those types of things.
Oh yeah.
And
Mhm.
it's very interesting, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna read it all the way
Right.
because it's very slow. And I feel like, yeah, there's like a point to go to, but I don't know. I just feel like it, and people were hyping it up on TikTok. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be so good. I waited a few weeks for, oh, this is gonna be so good. And I'm just sitting here 4 hours in and I'm like, mm,
Do they say it gets like it's slow and then it speeds up or
I don't remember. But
Mhm.
right now I'm having a little bit of a hard time.
Mm, this is fair. How long? 4 hours, and then how long is it?
The whole thing is 13 hours.
Okay.
I think it's 13 or 15.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. You have to keep me posted. Because
Yeah.
it sounds interesting. Unfortunately, it
Yeah,
sounds
it's a really
really
interesting
basic.
premise, but
Yeah.
I think sometimes for those types of books, my brain has to be in the right mindset.
Yeah. Sometimes it, like we've talked about this, it's about what mindset you're in, what vibe you're in,
Yeah.
really will.
Otherwise it'll mess up you reading.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Chelsea, you want to holla?
Holla. So you can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at all that Chelsea. And if you need to have a trip, a vacation planned, look no further. Go to allthatchelseatravels.com. I will plan your trip for you.
I make music and I am Ariana Miri on all music platforms, and you can find me on TikTok at Ariana Miri underscore, and then on Instagram at Ariana underscore Miri. And just support us if you'd like. It really helps. And if not, that's okay too.
Hell yeah. This was the Fantasy Nook.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.